Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a special Friday afternoon session where I'm coming on to complete my free readings from this morning. I didn't get to any of the free readings, which I know seems to be a norm sometimes, but I am so grateful for all the donations because it's how I live and eat and pay my bills. So thank you guys so much for that. And thanks for your patience getting to your free readings. I do have 3 donations that I'll go to first, and then I'll go to the free readings. You'll notice there's no chat here on this session. And that's because I'm not taking any new readings for this one. But I'll be back in less than 2.5 hours for 6 o'clock. So 3.5. I know how to add. About 3 hours and 15 minutes for my 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then I'll be on also tomorrow and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. and tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you want new readings, catch me then, and I'll be happy to see what we can do for you there. Now, what else? Oh, when I'm done, I will list a comment. Whoa, that got really bright. um, Sorry, I'll list a comment, the order in which the readings were completed, so you could find it much more clearly. So, of course, I had this, the little drape, the sheer. I had the sheer above the window because it was dark, it was light out earlier, and then the clouds came in and it was dark, and then so I moved it, and just as I started, the sun came out. So I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. We'll just deal with it. So welcome. All right, so let's get into it here. So up first, we've got Supernova. Thank you for all your multiple donations today. And so for your question 7, um, thank you for that donation. Let me just get this removed here. Okay. All right. So Nova. So your question was, what do the spirit guides want to say about your family and you leaving them behind from your life? And you'd mentioned like they were bullies. You'd rather be doing your own thing and choose to hang out with just yourself, living freely. Yeah, I can understand that desire with what you were going through then. All right, very good. So, um, so let's pull cards. So I was just making sure we were all set for these other readings, so we were good. Sorry, but I definitely can understand with what you're feeling and what you're going through there. Let's see what Spirit has to say here, because sometimes it does take us stepping away from situations for us to be able to calm down and see things clearly. But also, if it's our anguish, the stuff that's going on inside of us will follow us no matter wherever we go, right? So it's like, individuals in our lives, and we've all had this, I'm sure, where we go from job to job to job over time. And we're like, why do I end up choosing jobs where where these employers don't pay me what I'm worth, and they don't, um, you know, uh, I'm trying to think of the word. Like they don't acknowledge. Thank you. They don't acknowledge the job that I'm doing and that I go above and beyond and this and that, right? And then we realize that wherever we go, there we are, and it's us that doesn't recognize our own worth. And if we can't recognize it, then they can't. And so sometimes that might happen with your family too, is the bullying and stuff that's going on. How are you bullying yourself? How are your thoughts about them bullying you and bullying them? And it's the aggression, it's the anger, it's the fight. What about their actions are creating fear within you? Because if you go, I'm out of here, I'm going to go somewhere else, you're just going to encounter people in a different way with that same mirror. Because until um, what is it called? When you look in a mirror, you have a reflection. Gosh, whoa! I just ate, so all my blood is going to my stomach to digest my food. So I'm going to require spirit to be really present. But if the reflection doesn't change, it doesn't matter what mirror we go look in, we're going to see the same reflection. You know what I'm saying? And you got the high priestess on the bottom of the deck. So, this is about going inward and, stepping away into your own high priestess temple, seeing things from a higher perspective, and understanding your emotions going behind the veil. We'll see what the other cards come out here. The high priestess is this, like we are talking about, stepping away from everything. And it could be physically, but it's definitely mentally, emotionally to step back and view the situation differently. You even have underneath that, you've got the judgment card, which is your higher self having you see things from a different perspective, from a higher perspective, so you can understand what it is that's really going on, below the surface. That's there too, right? So let's see what these other cards are. You got 3 cards and then 2 cards. Looks like there's a countdown to something. 3, 2, but there's not a 1. So maybe that's left up to you. Okay, yeah. So you got the Hermit card. So again, reiterating what I just talked about with the High Priestess, the Hermit steps back from everything, consults with spirit, sees things from a different perspective. Yeah, and you got the 7 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. I mean, the 7 of Cups and the 3 of Swords. 7 of Cups is the emotional confusion, and the 3 of Swords is the, um, you got that a couple of times already, but the expectations equal disappointment, right? When they're not behaving the way we think they should, rah, and we're taking their actions or non-actions, words or silence as something that defines us with that 3 of Swords. And then when we're doing that, then our little inner child is feeling defensive and or fighting, has a fight in them, right? Instead of going, okay, they're expressing their fear because every moment is unconditional love or fear. If they're not expressing unconditional love, then they're expressing their own fears. So it's like a 2-year-old. And how much stock, how much do you let a 2-year-old's speech or actions impact you? The little 2-year-old goes, "You're weird." You're like, "You don't know what you're talking about. You're a little child." And that's what happens, when someone is an adult, who happens to have a little inner child in them, like we all do, when it rises up and does its stuff and acts stupid, that's what a little 2-year-old does. It doesn't know a whole lot. So it does unkind, unloving, stupid things. And we're like, okay, we're gonna have to take it. We don't have to take it to heart that it has to do with us. This is what's going on with them. What rises up within me is mine to own. What rises up in everyone else is up to them. You can't do anything about that anyway. You can just make it easier or harder for them to choose unconditional love or fear by your actions, but ultimately they're going to decide anyway. They can make it easier or harder for you to choose unconditional love or fear, but ultimately they could give you the world and you could still choose to be upset. You can give them the world, they could still choose to be upset. So it's about owning your own emotions, owning your own triggers, owning what's going on inside of you. And with this high priestess and this hermit, it means you can do it where you're at, or you can do it farther away. But if you run from a situation, don't keep running. Run from that, and then wherever you end up, stop and reflect and learn from this. Otherwise, you'll just learn it in another classroom anyway. Hopefully that I know that makes sense. Yeah. Here's your Leo energy. Rawr. So connecting to your higher self in situations can help you get through this and give you the strength to get through. And the Tower card is realizing that whatever's brought in or taken out of your life is done on purpose for purpose to make space for that. So there could be a sudden change that happens here that comes up too. Um, that who knows? Someone could leave our lives. We didn't get the Death card. I don't know if it's that, but we can have a sudden change of stuff And then we're like, oh, wow, I wish I had it the way it was, sometimes. But the strength card is about you connecting to your higher self. You got the strength card again, you know, that you had with your first messages about, connecting to your higher self, knowing you have the courage to get through anything. But it's about taking big, deep breaths, not react, try not to react when they do the things, not look at them as bullying, because if you're putting that story, they're bullying me, what are we doing? We're telling the universe, I really enjoy it when they bully me, and it'll draw more. But watching your energy, right? That two of wands you got several times earlier too. Whatever you focus your energy on is what you grow. A challenging mission, if you choose to accept it, it's mission possible. It's not impossible. It's just challenging. Is to write down for each of those individuals the things that you are grateful for in them and what you love about them. I know. Is there a second option, Brother Zen? But this is what Spirit is saying, because once we changed our attitude towards gratitude, toward the things we enjoy in them, the things we love in them, what happens? That grows. The bullying, if we're not focusing on it, diminishes and shrinks. And then we go inward while everything's calm and go, what am I fearing? When they act that way in the past, why? What am I fearing about that? What do I fear it means about me? How am I using it to define me? And then what happens when I change my approach to it, my viewpoint of it, and see that it's from a place of fear? They're acting in fear, and see how that changes things. But so they're saying that you can go and leave them behind, but um you know like I said, if we leave them behind, we're just going to meet them in other people's bodies, somewhere else. So you don't have to leave them behind necessarily, as you can separate yourself, reflect, and then approach the relationships you have with them in a different way when you want to, when you're ready. You don't have to. There's never any have tos. But when you're asking advice from spirit, they're like, these beings chose to be this for you. Like that's what the lightning bolt with the tower is. They chose to shed light onto your life by striking it. And you're like, okay, I see now. And you can see changes as you change on the inside. You can see them change on the outside as well. So, all right. So hopefully that helps, my dear. Hang in there. There's no wrong choice. There's just different choices, right? All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Anne Jenkin, thank you so much for your dual donations. And so the first one up, and so thank you, the super thanks is what is coming up. And you wanted a general reading for this one. So let's take a look. And we will see here. What Spirit wants you to know right now. All right. Seeing a giant green heart, the heart chakra coming in. So we'll see what's coming in with that. When I closed my eyes, I just saw it. It was just like this green heart. Wow. So you've got one card and then 5 cards that just kind of build on each other. We'll see what this is about. But you got the Hanged Man coming in here, which is transformational card, but it's also about something that's been on pause for a while, that's been growing and transforming. I like underneath it, you do have the Ace of Wands, which is fire and action and movement, which tells me that the stillness is about to change. Whatever's been taking a while to kind of form and come about is about to take off. It's like the caterpillar went into the cocoon, and the cocoon's been sitting there a while. You're like, is anything even happening? And suddenly the cocoon moves. You're like, oh, I think I just saw it moving some more. And then suddenly you see the struggle, and then here comes this butterfly coming out with these huge, huge butterfly wings that comes in here, or like in this case, the phoenix rising from the fire. But so I feel like whatever the general energies underneath on the bottom of the deck are saying that this period of time of what may have felt like stagnation, there was always something going on. But now here comes this birth, here comes this action regarding it. Now, your first card up, you have the Queen of Cups. So she rolls over emotion, and all the queens get a second portion of emotion too. And so she's the master of emotion. She's very empathic, very gifted with spiritual gifts, and she connects on an heart level, which is where we all that love energy that comes through. So she's very, very psychic, gifted, empathic, all of that deliciousness, right? And so if you've been wondering about, am I growing? Do I have spiritual gifts? It's like, yeah, you do. And they're developing, and you're going to start to have things really click, things really starting to show themselves in stronger way. So if you are wanting to grow those, the more often you use them, it's like a muscle. The stronger they become, the stronger your connection comes. Also, the more you let fear go, lower your fear volume, and transform your vibration into a higher love vibration instead of lower, that also brings in clarity. So there is that there. The Queen of Cups is also bringing in, because she rolls over emotion. It's about the sea of emotion. It's about a tsunami of emotional waves that you're experiencing, going through, questioning, transforming with all of this. So there definitely is emotional transformation afoot here. Let's see what all these 5 cards are. So the bottom card that you're building on, you have the 6 of Cups. So as far as the spiritual gift part, this is about past life connections. So if you're wondering if you could do past life readings, if you can connect to the Akashic records, yeah, you can. This is that one of your spiritual gifts that's expanding, getting more, where you can do readings, you can feel the stories, feel the congruity of past lives in this life. Why do they want you to know about this lifetime coming in? It's something that you're empowered to do and can do. uh, as far as emotions and transformation, the 6 of Cups also brings in this energy of when we realize that every moment is a higher vibration or lower vibration, unconditional love, or the fear of losing conditional love, then we can go back and actually look at our own emotions and transform emotion, which, when you learn to do this for yourself, if you haven't already, um, then you can help other people with this too. This is another one of your spiritual gifts, is the gift of transmutation of emotional energy from lower to higher vibration. And what you realize is that when you go back to a memory, an emotional memory that's painful, which means it's full of fear, is that the other person, whatever they did, whether it was what they did or did not do, what they said, or their silence, we were using that to define us. And we thought, oh, this is personal. But when we realize that every moment is either of higher or lower vibration, if it's a lower vibration, it's rooted in fear. They were in fear. Their actions were out of fear. And chances are, if we felt attacked, because that's what happens when our human goes into, um, our little inner child feels unsafe and out of control, we go into fight or flight mode. We kick out the intelligent, compassionate, loving side of us, and we do unloving, uncompassionate, unintelligent things. And so when someone does that, and we're like, oh, our little inner child took it personally, and we went off into this, fight or flight mode. And so uh, it was two-year-olds fighting, right? Or one running and the other one fighting, or two fleeing from each other, or whatever it may be. But we go back and look at this memory, and when we realize, oh, this was some fear, this didn't have to do with me, we start to see the situation differently. We see that their actions were about them, not about anything else. It's like when you swim out to rescue someone who's drowning, and they're panicking, and they hit you upside your head, and then they see you and they grab onto you and pull you underwater, and you're drowning with them. You're like, stop, like, are you trying to kill me? Why are you hitting me? but it's because they're panicking. And in panicking, we're just in that animal 2-year-old survival mode. There's not intention. But when you get them back to shore and they calm down, you see the human return to their eyes and like, hey, I didn't even know that was you rescuing me. And that's what happens. We go back and we look at these emotions and we're able to see that, oh, that was about you and that, not about me. So you start seeing the situation differently. You start seeing them differently, but you also see yourself differently. So this is part of this transmutation of your own emotions, some old changing of things. It's not about forgiveness, it's about understanding, going, "Oh, okay. So this wasn't about me. You were panicking, you were in fear. I would have done the same thing if I were in your shoes. So, all right, I'm transforming this and changing it." That's the foundation. Let's see what comes up next here. Yeah, it allows you to see. You go from those feelings of low vibration emotion to the 10 of cups, which is joy, celebration, being able to see things from a place of unconditional love rather than from a place of pain and suffering. You have the 3 of Pentacles, and this does allow you to be more true to your authentic self. The more you realize that other people's actions are all about them, my actions are all about me, then I stop focusing on everyone else so much, and I focus on what triggers are coming up in me. Those are mine to own. I don't have to own anyone else's, just my own. That's what they call it. You own it, right? But it's like, oh, okay. So I can stop trying to be who I think everyone else wants me to be out of fear of punishment or losing support. And I'm going to be true to my authentic self. It allows creativity to come in because you're not blocking yourself anymore from these last, those emotions from the past. Yeah, and here you step into your courage and your power with the Strength card. You're human, connecting with your higher self, the Maiden, and that allows you, again, to really stand firm in who you are, who you truly are, realizing you're more than just this human, that has that survival mode. This is a character you're playing here, but you have an actor that you are that's behind this character, which is this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. Then you're able here with the Queen of Swords to really balance your head and your heart. And so you move forward, not bouncing between, in your head to, deep emotion to in your head to deep emotions. It's more of a gliding and a beautiful balance between the stories that pop up in the head and knowing you have the power to choose the story in every moment, and you get to choose your emotion too. So there's some authority that steps in here with the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords as well, that you are the one that gets to roll over your thoughts and your emotions, that even though you were told a lot of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts in your life, that when that happens, this is what it's supposed to mean and how you're supposed to feel. You don't have to. And what that does is it frees you from being a puppet to the outside world and what's going on out there. Because if that happens, this is who I have to be and how I have to act, blah, blah, blah. If that happens, this is who I am. That happens. We're always fearful for tomorrow or the next moment. Who knows what it's going to do? It's going to make me do because the strings, right? Oh no, it's going to make me smack someone. It's like, no, I get to decide. I get to choose the story. I get to choose the emotions. I get to choose my energy and my physical action. And then you can snip away those strings, and that equals freedom. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you right now for that one. So thank you again for that donation. And then for your second donation, and then Anne, you actually just sent me a comment here. I don't know. I don't think I can grab the stream here. But I'll reply to you. If you don't find this in the meantime, I'll reply to you with this link so you can come back to your readings. Because if I try to do it, I have a feeling I'm going to disconnect. And I don't want to disconnect. All right. So For your second donation, you wanted to know about Michael, their real intentions towards you. All right. Let's see what's going on with Mike. What are his real intentions? What's going on inside him right now with the intentions? All right. Let's see what we have here. So we've got some Leo energy on the bottom of the deck here, which is this, fiery energy. Leo's every zodiac sign has a lower expression and higher expression, right? Lower expression is me, look at me, I need about me. It's all about me. And then when they evolve and they hit their higher vibrations, then it's about being a leader. It's about leading with love and leading with service instead of everyone wait on me, please. So there's this drastic difference between the two. And I feel like they're kind of on the lower ish. I don't feel like they've done a whole lot of inner reflection yet. So I feel like they're kind of on the lower expression of Leo right now. And so just keep that in mind, that where they're at is they're really super focused on themselves. So their intentions are going to be about what how things can be for them, how things can benefit them, right? So we'll take a look here at these cards that are coming in here. Yeah, so we have the Devil card. So there is a lot of shaking and rattling going on with them. The Devil card is Saturn and Capricorn energy, which is the lifelong thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around relationships, around love, are being shaken and rattled. There's a lot of, I don't know what I believe or not. Our cage gets rattled to show us that we have our heart and our mind in a cage. A lot of rules that are rooted in fear around love and relationship. So it makes sense that they're kind of in this, I would say, like just transformative time, really reflective time on, well, what I've wanted before, it never hasn't turned out too well. Why do I believe that? Is that what I want? I'm not sure. Who am I? What do I want? Really big questioning time in their life. So if they feel kind of wishy-washy, that has a lot to do with it here. Yeah, they do have this fear of love being removed out of their life too here with the Tower. This is sudden change, sudden um, you know, removal, either by, like, this would have happened when they were younger. Like, this is where these beliefs and fears were ignited. 7 years old and younger, usually a parent passing, a parent leaving, a grandparent that they were close to who died, a friend that moved away. Whatever this is that they felt like, and it kept happening to them a lot, where it's been echoing, and they've been having a lot of that stuff happen where when they care for someone or something, it gets pulled away from them. And so they have this fear of getting close, this fear of being vulnerable and opening up. Yeah, and here's all those fears. Fears of the mind. So they are, with that Devil card and the Nine of Swords, definitely facing a questioning of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are very rooted in fear of loss, fear of rejection, in those energies. We have the Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups in the normal tarot. This is about an expanded love. They're looking for something more than they've had before, because what they've found before hasn't fulfilled them. And so they're trying to see something different. A lot of this questioning is around this too, because they're like, well, I thought I had love before, but I didn't. What's different? What is love? Where is love? How is love? They're really doing a lot of questioning, like I said, really caught up in their head quite a bit. Yeah, and they tend to be here with this Five of Cups. They do tend to focus in on the drama of emotion. This has been their norm in the past. So they've kind of developed this habit to focus on what's wrong and, woe is me, because they get attention, they get their way, It's kind of a manipulation tactic as well, but they have learned to focus on lower vibrational pain and suffering because of the past, and it's kept them in this loop. But this is what they're in the process of trying to change, which I like that they're trying to change, but I don't know how much success that they've had in it. I feel like they've only dabbled in questioning and changing. But this Saturn energy, don't know if they're close to their Saturn return, usually starts when we're like 23, 24, really climaxes around 28, 29, till we're like 32, 33 the first time around. And that's where the big shaking happens. And then again, when we're like anywhere in our mid 50s to mid 60s is the second one. It's a little different. I'm going to have a video on Saturn returns coming out, so I won't go into all that detail there. But we've also got the Death card and the Five of Wands. So this is the ending and the beginning, this rebirth. The Five of Wands is the inner energetic conflict that they're going through here. And they're basically going through a rebirth. And so all their intentions towards you, it's like they don't know. All of that to show you what they're going through and what they're experiencing, and you're like, okay, well, it explains a lot of what they're doing and what's going on. But I don't know if they know what their intentions are, because they're like looking at whatever I've done before hasn't really gone very far and done very much. It's like, you know, so I feel like they're trying to understand everything before they try a new plan and try a new approach and have new intentions. But right now, I feel like they're just kind of in this dramatic, emotional, mental storm trying to figure things out. So I know, hopefully that helps understand where they're coming from at least. You're like, it's not you, it is them. You know, when people go, oh, it's not you, it's me. That it is, it's them. They're going through the whoosh in their head and emotions and trying to understand their life, kind of energy. So that's what's coming in for you there, Anne. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. So that is it for the donations, and I'm going to bring over here the free readings, and I'm going to jot down these names here. Oops. And then we'll be able to, actually, I think we had another one down below. Okay. So we got this one and this one and this one. Thank you guys for your patience. It just makes it easier to capture all these at once instead of type them each time. And then we'll be able to post much more quickly too. All right, so we'll start with these. So up first, we've got Kritika Malhotra. Hello, hello. So, you don't want to know, what is Gaurav thinking of you? If he is. All right, let's take a look here. So what is Gaurav? Is Gaurav thinking of you? And if so, what are they thinking? I don't feel like they're specifically thinking of you. Let me see, I got to cover this up a little bit. There we go. Make it appropriate for YouTube. You've got the Seven of Cups that's coming in here, which is emotional confusion, and the Devil card, which is a lot of shaking and rattling. We were just talking about them, about their thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about life and what's unfolding and etc. And so when we look at that, I don't feel like they're specifically thinking of you. They're just you're among the tornado that's going around them. It's like if you ever watch The Wizard of Oz, when she's looking at the window and she sees the person go on the bike, and then there's a cow, and there's all this stuff that goes by, and that's what I feel like is going on. They're not specifically focusing on any one thing. They're just in a mental storm, an emotional storm, kind of like the individual we were talking about just a moment ago. That they are. It's out of control. They just are so much being challenged mentally about beliefs, and supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and all these emotions that are intertwined with all that too. So, we've got all this coming in here. So I don't feel like they are specifically thinking about you. I just feel like they're in this period of their life. And with all this eclipse energy that we have coming up and all this Neptune just went retrograde. We got so much happening, so many retrogrades in the outside world, and we're just 5 days away, I think, from Mercury going into its pre-shadow. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of forcing us to look at ourselves, and I feel like that's what they're consumed with right now, is that. They're not really focused on you at this time. So that's what's coming in for you, Kritika. I know. So it's a good time for you to focus on you too, right? All right. So many blessings to you. And then new love. You want to know what's coming in love for the rest of the month. All right. Let's take a look here. What is coming in for love for the rest of July, right? We're still in July. All right. Well, you got the Queen of Cups and you got the Death card, which is death and rebirth. So, there is this diving deep into your emotions, understanding the depth and the width and breadth of the emotions that are bubbling below the surface here. Because the death card does, talk about, they're even opening up their chest there in that picture and understanding the emotions, transforming emotions, looking at where it's like doing an emotional overhaul. What relationships and friendships or whatever that you've been investing in that you're like, you know what? I'm the one always giving 70, 80, 90, or other people are giving only 10, 20, 30, or 0. I'm the one that's keeping this relationship on, or friendship. Could be friends, family, lovers, exes, or whatever. I'm the one that's keeping it alive. I'm the life support system. I'm going to back off. And it's like, it sounds bad. I'm going to unplug the relationship. And if it dies, it dies. Or if it starts breathing on its own, then maybe I'll keep it. Excuse me. But if it doesn't, then it might just drift away and I'll get the full energy back. Or there might be ones that you're like, no, I'm going from 90 to 0 right away. I know this needs to end. And it's about, looking at your emotions below the surface, any charged emotions that you're keeping down below, because all that's taking your energy away. And it's an important time for you with this Queen of Cups and this death and this rebirth is put an end to things so that you get all this energy back and you have this great source of emotional energy to invest in something that's coming your way. It'll be, if you're not looking for love, it would be a project or something else that you're wanting to focus on. Oh, or if it's love that you're looking for, it draws it in faster to you because when you don't have a whole lot of emotional energy to give because you're extending it in so many different places, it doesn't draw them to you because they're like, well, you need time to build up and have enough emotion for me to be able to be in your life. And I feel like that's what's going on here. Right. So that's what they have for you, new love. So enjoy that. Many blessings. Right. And then Happy Pill, you were up. So you want to know in what thing are you best and which flows to you, which you should pursue as a career or side hustle till then. Is it being a counselor or anything else? All right, let's take a look here. So we'll see. For free readings, we do just a couple cards. So we'll see what we can get out of a couple cards here for you. But I know that's a big question that a lot of us have in our lives, right? Like, there's no shoulds. There's just different ways we can express unconditional in our heart with the world, right? You've got the Six of Swords and you've got the Hierophant. Hierophant is like a spiritual teacher, a teacher in general. And the Six of Swords is helping people leave old ways of thinking behind to move to new ways of thinking. So anything where you can teach people about a higher way to look at things so that they can let go of their lower thinking that are rooted in fear is right up your alley. So counseling sounds like a perfect thing for that because that's what counselors are. One of the big things they do is they offer tools. They give people different perceptions of things. They help people step out and away and view things differently so they can transform them. So I feel like a counselor is highly um, recommended there. That's a gift that you have. Also, teaching, if it's even teaching, psychology, teaching people things. It could even be life coaching, whatever it is where you feel comfortable um, teaching people on how to transform ways of thinking to new ways of thinking is very well supported with those cards. So hopefully that helps. The journey of our life purpose or career, it's a scavenger hunt. We get to go. There's no wrong choice. There's just different choices of how we want to express that unconditional love we have in our heart with the world. So the creator isn't going, that's not it. That's not it. It's like, it's like a little kid coloring a color book. How do you want to color this page? You go ahead. There's no wrong way. Either way, it's going on my refrigerator. I'm going to be very proud of it. That's the creator to us. So what makes your heart sing? What makes your heart feel like dancing and feel full? If counseling is it, then all right, I'd love to do that. But I make it that it's from your heart, not your mind, that you're deciding. If you're like, well, it's good money, there's always going to be people in need of counseling in this life as long as there's a human. All right, but if it's not passionate, then no. How do you passionately want to express that unconditional love in your heart with the world, right? So that's what they have for you. Happy Peel. So many blessings to you. Right. And then Gene XO, you want to know an update on Virgo's feelings and next actions towards you. All right. So let's take a look here. So, what are their feelings? Okay. And then what are their next actions? All right. All right. Well, so the feelings, we have a death and a rebirth that's coming in here. So kind of let's see here what those next actions are here. Well, we've got the Page of Pentacles with the Princess of Discs, which is new opportunities opening up in the outside world. It feels, I don't know, I mean, I don't like to be the bearer of this type of news, but based on current energy, it feels like they're looking to more end things because I feel like they feel like there's a new or different opportunities that they want to head to in the future. So it feels like doesn't feel like a rebirth energy because I'll get energy of because it's death and rebirth, death or rebirth is an option or just death. And in this case, it felt like ending. Just feels like there's this ending and this new opportunity. And you know, I kind of like this as advice to you too, that it's okay to end this and there's is no opportunities for you as well. Things don't happen to us, they happen for us, right? So when people are removed out of our lives, it is to make space for something that's more aligned for us in our lives and to clear the path so that we could head in a direction that's more in alignment for it. So it feels like that type of energy coming in right now, Gene. It just feels like it's ready for this end and ready for different opportunities going forward there. Because it doesn't feel the other energy would be like it would have been a death and a rebirth, a new opportunity, a heightened new opportunity between the two of you, but it didn't feel that way at all. It didn't feel like, wow, it felt like, whoa, to me with that energy. So that's what's coming in there. But, I try to always remember everything that happens in life is always for me, always an upgrade, never a downgrade. So if something's removed out of my life, then I'm like, wow, what's coming is going to be awesome. Because if that is removed, that just means there's something even better coming in and more in alignment. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. I'm excited. And it's happened over my life and I'm almost these are years old, and so no, I'm almost 60. I'm 57. I know. I've just been thinking about that lately. I'm like 3 years from now, I'm gonna be 60 years old. Just never think you're gonna, I didn't think I was gonna live this long. I would have planned better. I'm just kidding. But there is this I've seen a lot of this in my life, and so, we gain it and we learn it. Yep, it's always been an upgrade, never a downgrade for me. So that's what's coming in there for you, Gene. Hang in there, my dear. Right. And then Julia, you are up next. So August monthly reading. Absolutely. And August monthlies are going to be out on Sunday for everyone. For my YouTube channel members, they are available right now for you. So I'm excited. There were some pretty cool ones. So, all right. So, Julia, what does Spirit want you to know about your August? What additional messages here? All right. Wow. Well, I think you're going to have an abundant August. You got the Wheel of Fortune, the Master number 10, and the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Discs, fullness and abundance of the outside world. So you definitely have this fullness of life coming in. Whatever's unfolding, the Wheel of Fortune says that everything that happens in our life does unfold for us, but sometimes our human has a hard time going, how is that for me? But when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, that's the tune of for you, the fortune. And that means even your human is like, yeah. So August feels very productive, very abundant, very flowing. The wheels of fate are turning. And it just feels like there's a lot of blessings that come in for you in the month of August. So I like that for you. And then be sure to check out um, your reading on Sunday to see what comes in there more specifically. We do break out an overall energy, but then, into the energetic journey, your physical journey, your mental journey, your emotional journey too. So be sure to check that out. All right. So that's what they have for you, Julia. So many blessings to you. Right. And then musical beer, you are up. Does David Ryan prefer RH or MC? All right. Let's take a look here. So between the two, let's see what energies. Well, it looks like here, RH, they have a lot of conflict with them. So that would be a no for them. And MC, they've got the Chariot, which is victory and movement and a positive card here. So, in the power of choice card. So, with those energies, I would say that it is MC that they prefer in that. Because even though they like drama, that's funny, even though they like drama, they don't like the mental and verbal conflict between them and RH, it seems. They're like, they like a little bit of heat and a little bit of, they like more of the 5 of Wands than the 5 of Swords. They like the little bantering of emotional, makes it passionate, right? But the arguing and the mental stuff, they're like, nah, I don't like that as much. So that's MC is what's coming through. All right. So that's what they have for you, musical beers. So many blessings. And then content. You want to know what are PM's thoughts about you? So, of course, whenever we ask anyone's thoughts about us, that's most people's thoughts are more about themselves than about others, right? Because we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So my thoughts have a lot to do about myself. But let's take a look here. See what we have coming in. All right. Well, their thoughts are mainly here. You got the Empress, which is sensuality, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. Princess of Wands is also passion. So there's a lot of passionate energy that's here. And so they're thinking more physical attraction, energetic attraction. Empress has a lot of emotion below the surface that they don't recognize yet. So all their thoughts are focused on their attraction towards you, physical and energetic. They don't tend to give love very fast. I don't feel like they have a whole lot to give. When I get a card about passion, 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 it means they were taught this is how you express love, and how you know you're loved is people will touch you. It's like their love language is touch and intimacy, but not emotion, not commitment, not those other things. That's how they give that type of attention, because that's what they think everyone has their same love language, which we know there's 5. And there's 4 other ones. But if that's yours too, then hey, it's a match made in heaven, right? But that's what's coming in right now. So there you go, content. That's the message for this moment. And then morning, you are up next. So if you quit your job, how long would it take you to find another job? So based on current energy, let's take a look here and see what Spirit is saying here. Just one. Ooh, it would take a little bit of time. Yeah, the Temperance, which is the going back and forth and back and forth. So with patience coming in, it would be a significant amount of time to find a new job. You have the bottom of the deck though, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So it will be worth the wait with this because it's going to be something that even your human is on board with. That's going to enjoy it. It's going to make it heart sing. So I feel like it's worth the time that it takes to find the new job. And you don't necessarily, this is whether you quit your job or not. I feel like it's going to take a little bit of time for you to find this one. I feel like you're going to have some other offers and other things, but it would be like, they're not, you're like, no, that's all you want to pay. No, and so I kind of almost feel like there's this, yeah, they said, look at the bottom again. You got the 7 of Cups. Like you're going to have this choice between several all at the same time and go, which one do I want? Which one looks the most tasty? And it is worth the wait with it. So sometimes if you know that you have a job coming, that there's going to be a little bit of wait, we can gut it out where we're at, for a little while, knowing that there's an end to it. It's kind of like knowing you're going to break up with someone. You can put up with their crap because it's going to end soon. That's horrible. But your guides are funny, but they're like, it's like that, and you're like, oh, okay, so I can put up with it. And what's the worst thing that you can do? You don't have to like stress out about work because you're like, what are they going to do? Fire me? I'm leaving anyway. Right? That's funny. But that's not who you are, I know. But it takes the pressure off, like subconsciously, when you realize that I'm going to leave and I'm looking for a new job. So hopefully that helps, morning, but that's what they have for you. So many blessings. And then Ateshi Singh, you are up. Can characteristics of the person currently crushing on you? All right, let's take a look here. What are the characteristics of the person currently crushing on you? All right. So it's someone fairly inexperienced is the energy I'm getting in here with relationships, because we got the Ace of Pentacles, which is like a brand new beginning. I don't feel like they've had like a relationship before. The Two of Wands is this energy of, indecision, of they go back and forth. What they're showing me is that you would see them as someone who's kind of a little bit on the hyper side, very energetic, very much like, I want to do this. No, wait, I want to do that. No, I want to do that. They're like indecisive, but very fast. And they're just go, 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 go. Just feels very, a lot of energy and jumping to decisions and then changing the decisions. And then, it's just like they're very action oriented, and they're just like, I gotta get moving. I can't sit still, can't stand still. I gotta go, gotta go. If they're in their office, they're the ones that are, their legs going and they just got all this energy. I gotta just let's go. Kind of that comes in there. So I like it. It's basically, it's I feel like that turns people off, and that's why they haven't had a relationship, because no one's taken the time to get to know them. They've prejudged them from the outside world. They just don't realize they've got a high metabolism and a high energy, and they just haven't learned to have an outlet for that yet. Which once they get in a relationship, I'm just kidding. But wah wah wah. That's, yeah. The spirit guides today, they're just funny today. But so if someone gives them a chance, they would really see the huge heart that they have, and that's a small thing in comparison to what they have to offer too. So I like it. But that's what they have for you, Teshi, right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Minahil, you are up next. So you want to know the future, your future spouse's profession. All right, let's take a look here. What is your future spouse's profession here? We've got the Eight of Pentacles coming in, which is this energy of like teaching. Because that's what immediately I saw that. And when the Prince of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups, is like helping people find self-love. And I don't feel like they're like a motivational speaker, but they could be kind of in this counselor, life coach, teacher type of, like a professor type of energy, because I feel like they do more with emotional intelligence, more about transforming emotions. So it's the psychology, sociology, that type of things about how humans act emotionally, how people can heal emotionally, and different things like that. But this Eight of Discs really feels like teacher showing people, or being in that kind of field that helps people transform. So I like that. Some good stuff there. Some people with huge hearts, and of course, the people that are counselors usually have gone through a whole lot of stuff themselves because that's what made them want to help people. So they've done a lot of internal healing themselves too, which I like. So that's a little bit of tidbit of what that would be there for you, Minahil. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Infinity, I think I saw another question of yours. So I'm going to grab this and move it to the side because I can almost be sure that you asked a second question, and I'll just pop them in together. So let me just do that real quick. Sorry, everybody. Should have done that earlier. I know. My apologies. All right. So put this back over here. All right. So we will come back to that. I'll just put it over here. Okay. So lovely, you are up. Hello. So you want to know A, B, C, or D for an outcome. So based on current energies, because you want to know, I feel like what you're asking is option A, B, C, or D going to give me the outcome that I'm looking for? That's what I feel. So that's what we're pulling. All right. So I'll pull 4 quick cards and I'll give you the energy of each so you can see what brings you the energy that you are seeking. And we did something similar like this before. So if you didn't see that one, I did go back on and do it. So if you want to confirm that, you can do that too. So A is Prince of Wands, a lot of fast movement, a lot of passion, a searching for power there. Let's see what 2 is. The Hierophant, which this is capital T truths being revealed. It's like our soul having us look at things from a higher perspective. There's a lot of learning and a lot of education, teacher student energy there. C is the Princess of Discs, Page of Pentacles. So abundance and moving to another level in the physical world. And then D is death. D is for death. So that's a rebirth. It's an ending and a beginning. So out of all of these, the energy that it comes in with it here. So A is very passionate, movement, active, go, change. Hierophant feels more grounded. That's like Taurus, earthy type of energy. but it's about growth and learning and teaching and seeing things from a higher perspective. C would be if you're looking for financial abundance or change in the physical world, C is that. And then D is like a total ending of something and a rebirth into something else. So those are the energies for all those. So you get to choose what is the outcome that you're desiring, and then you can know which option to choose. So that's what they have for you, lovely lovey. So many blessings to you. And then Macaroni, you are up. Is Ruth aware of the conflict that you had with Robert? All right. Are they aware of the conflict that you had with Robert? All right. um, you know, I don't with the 3 of Pentacles, it's like there's the 3 of you there, right? But the Queen of Cups is more intuitive. I don't feel like they know of specifics, but I feel like they're picking it up because this Queen of Cups, she's like super intuitive. She gets an extra portion of cups. She's the master of communication, of I'm sorry, of emotion, but also because she's the master, she's got great empathic abilities, or she picks up on people's emotions. She's like, there's something going on between the two of you. What's this conflict that's happening? And they can pick it up like that. So no details yet, but I feel like they know something is up, that there is a conflict between the two of you, but she doesn't know what it is yet. All right. So that's what's coming in for you, Macaroni. Many blessings to you. And then Dollface Diva, you are up. So a general for the weekend. Yeah, it is the weekend. Happy weekend, everybody. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know for the weekend? Okay. All right. So it feels very productive and grounded with the King of Pentacles, the King of Discs coming in here. And the Moon card, it's like there's this very masculine, grounded energy and this motherly Luna energy that's coming in. So I don't know if mom and dad are around. If they're still around, then, there's definitely this nudge to reach out and contact them and just to say hello and that you love them, if anything. And if any of them are on the other side, then that is them saying that they're around you and they do hear you, and definitely reach out and communicate with them here. But I just feel like there's this divine masculine and feminine energy that's not like a romantic oriented, just feels like a very solid, financial, abundant type of feel, but a lot of motherly, nurturing Mother Luna energy that's coming in as well. It must feel like a combination of a Queen of Pentacles, kind of like Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. Just there's this abundance and there's this birthing, but then there's this holding and but it's of yourself where you feel this self-love, this nurturing time. Um, so I like this. I like this energy. It just feels very grounding, very emotional, but very grounding. It's like sitting between mom and dad, the kind of energy of that, of a divine masculine, divine feminine, just sitting in, feeling safe because of the protector and the energy of the masculine, divine masculine, but also feeling nurtured and held by the divine feminine all at the same time. So that's the kind of energy that's coming in right now. So hopefully that makes sense to you. I feel like I need to draw a spirit junkie card for you. I feel like there's just something missing in that message there for you. So what else did you have for them? What is this about? All right, let's see what this is. Okay. It's safe to ask for help. People want to support you. So if mom and dad are here, or whoever that represents for you, it's okay to ask them for help this weekend. So there you go. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So that's what they have for you, Dollface Diva. So many blessings to you. And then Aniket, you want to know Sanika's feelings for you, no contact. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Right, well, they've got a lot of passion here with the Ace of Wands and the Five of Wands. But the Five of Wands is some conflicting energy too. So they're conflicted with their passions and the energy. And, you know, when I get a combination of a lot of fire from someone, what generally means when we're wondering, how do they feel about me? It's like, well, that means they're attracted physically and energetically. But it usually also means, and this is what I feel with them, is that when you don't have a whole lot of self-love, you can't give more love to others than you have for yourself, nor can you receive love from others more than to the extent of that. So if I love myself this much, no matter how much love I want to push out, it's just going to drip, drip. And no matter how much love someone wants to give me, it's just going to drip, drip. But as we open up our self-love, then that opens our ability to give and receive love. But in this case, it's still, tight, where there's not a whole lot of love that can flow, but passion can flow. That, like, oh, I can give that and I can receive that. That doesn't need work. That just happens. It's the physical body. Wow, let's go. But emotions and dealing with our emotional insecurities and transforming that does take work. And they're just not in that place where they want to do that work right now. And so, basically they were conflicted because they're like, they know you want emotion. They know you want more than just affection. You want like real, real emotion. They're like, I can't give that to you. And I feel like that's a lot of reason for the no contact, is because they don't want to fail you. And that's that conflict, is like, I could always just, you know, get what I want, intimate wise, and then not be able to give you what you want. And eventually you'll um, realize what's going on and dump me, but at least I'll get what I want in the meantime. And they're like, no, I don't want to be that person. And that's kind of this no contact. They're like, it's best for me to be out of your life, because I don't want to be that guy or that person. So hopefully that makes sense, Aniket. That's what's coming in right now. So many blessings to you. All right. So let me bring over some more of the free readings here. And I just need to type up their names. Let me just move these over. These other ones were all together, but these are a bunch of little cut and paste little ones here. So thanks for your patience in me getting to these. Oh yeah, and here's the other infinity. Yay, I found it. So we'll put that one next to that one. All right. So let me get the names typed in here so we can just hit the ground running again and continue there. All right. Thank you guys for your patience. I really appreciate it. When I worked in corporate life, I used to be able to do like 5 things all at the same time. Of course, I was also younger. I'm like, gotta focus. Maybe I'm just out of practice. That's what it is. I'm just out of practice. Has nothing to do with my age. Right? Give me a thumbs up if you agree on the video. I know, I'm shameless. What can I say? All right, let's take a look here. Let me see here. All right. So, Orchid Rain, you are up next. So, Orchid Rain, will you ever get an explanation or an apology? Ooh. I saw this wonderful meme that talked about, when we're seeking an apology from someone, it's great awareness to realize that we're kind of looking for a validation of our worth from people. when we're seeking an apology, because we need that to feel good about ourselves, right? And so that's that kind of validation, which means that what we were looking for before, we also were looking for validation from them before. It really resonated with me because I thought about all the times where I never got the apologies I was looking for, and I'm like, oh wow, and it was true because like a lot of it had to do with people cheating and people talking harshly and feeling used and all this kind of stuff. And when it was like, yeah, I was defining my worth by their actions. And so when they did something, then I felt bad. So I wanted them to validate that they did something bad to validate me, that I deserve that apology, but then I never got them. And so it just was like, and I really eventually realized that, you know, other people's actions, um, or non-actions, words or silence have nothing to do with me. That has to do with them, that the fear and the journey that they're going through. However, what's the stories in here, the emotions that are triggering, the energy that's triggering, my physical actions that are triggering are mine to look at. And I can go, why do I feel this way? Why do I think this way? Why do I want to do this? Because of their stuff. It has nothing to do. So they were being a mirror. They were being this activation of triggers within us so that we could see it and transform it. Because they're just another one of the echoes from our past that showed up to show us, keep pointing us back to that. So it's very interesting. But let's take a look here. That's just channeling them. Let's see what the cards say too. Yeah. So we got the Three of Pentacles, which is all about being true to your authentic self, not worrying about who is going to punish you for not being who you think they think you should be, or losing someone's support if you're not who they think you should be. And you have the Five of Pentacles, this transformation of self-worth and our worth, these feelings of lack, right? So I don't feel like you'll get an explanation or an apology because it's not needed though. I just feel like they're not someone who goes backwards. I feel like they're someone, it's like a grass fire. They just burn forward and there's no fuel for them to return. So they're not going to come and apologize. They're not going to come back and explain anything. They just keep going. What's the next thing and the next thing and the next thing? They consume and there's nothing to go back to. But you don't need their explanation. You don't need to know why they did what they did. They were in fear. They were acting human. When a human is in fear, they do unloving, uncaring, stupid things. That's the explanation. I'm stupid. I was acting like a 2-year-old because I was in fear. That's the explanation for everyone's behavior. It's either of unconditional love or fear. So if that was an unconditional love that someone did, it's fear. They were fearing. I was acting stupid. I was unloving. I was unkind. It was a 2-year-old throwing a fit. What do? They throw a truck at you and they don't realize they hit you in the head, right? 2-year-olds don't think. They're just reacting. Wah, rah, So that's the explanation. And the apology, you know, when other people don't do what we think they're supposed to do, when we have expectations on who someone should be or how someone's supposed to act and they don't do it, whose fault is it? Not that if there has to be a fault, whose fault is it? Is it them for not living up to your expectation, or you putting an expectation on them that they couldn't fulfill? There really is no fault. When we get down to it, we realize a lot of what we were expecting, we were fed growing up, and it's a small t truth rooted in fear, and that we're supposed to do this, should do that, must do that, have to do that. When those things don't match up, um, there's disappointment. We feel out of control. If you ever have a chance to check out Byron Katie, it's Byron Katie. She's got a YouTube channel, but she also has a website called thework.com, THEWORK.com. It's free. But she has this great saying of what saying was I going to use of hers? When our expectations battle reality, they lose. Our expectations lose to reality, but only 100% of the time, because reality is happening and it's not matching up, and we're like, what? What happened? And it's because this expectation we had is just, it's a lie. It's like everyone, humans are supposed to treat each other kindly. Is that really true? Because if it is, then there's a lot of people not acting like humans. Well, it's true, right? But it's like, no, humans, when they're in fear, do not treat people kindly because they're freaking out. When people are in unconditional love and in that, yeah, then they treat people kindly, but not always, because they're in fear sometimes too. So hopefully that helps their orchid rain. So hang in there. Many blessings. Right. And Swaroop Bobby, you are up. So CH's current feelings for you. Let's take a look here. Their current feelings. Well, we've got the Hierophant here, which is their higher self, inviting them to see things from a higher perspective, inviting them to see the capital T truths of who they really want to be, who they want to be with, what they want in their life. And the Nine of Cups is like the dream come true kind of energy. So they've got emotions that are there, but there's this, just this shaking up of their life to try to figure out, who is it that I want? What does a dream come true like for me? I've been told all this stuff, but what is it truly to me? And so I feel like there's emotion that's there, but they're just kind of in this trying to figure out, what would make me feel emotionally full, because they had these ideas of what it should be and supposed to be and need to be, but they've got stuff and they're like, but I don't feel fulfilled. Maybe it was just them, or maybe it was just them. Maybe it was just them. They've gone through a few relationships, and they're like, it just doesn't fulfill me. So what's going on here? What is this? Because when we're looking for love in the outside world, it does fall short, because we're looking for the unconditional love, inward and upward, right? And so when we look at here, we find conditional, temporary, like American Chinese food. You eat it, you're hungry an hour later. It's not fulfilling for very long, if at all. And you're like, oh, well, okay, I get it. So I feel like they're trying to figure things out right now. So our group, I don't feel like they understand what they're really wanting. It's just kind of aimless and uh, almost exasperated. I don't know why I don't use that word, but because of a little desperate in a way, because they're like, this stuff isn't fulfilling me. Where's this? How am I going to fill up this hole in my heart? Well, eventually it will turn inward and upward. Then we look to the outside world and everything's above and beyond extra instead of falling short. But until we find that in here, outside world isn't going to be pleasing anybody, right? All right. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Swaroop. I just don't feel like they know. I just feel like they're on this clarity kind of kick. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings. All right, and then Sean G, you are up. So the question is, so they said that your mother is coming, but I still don't care to speak to her. Oh, okay. What is the energy around the situation? Let's take a look here. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Yeehaw, right? Super exciting. You're like, not. All right. Yeah, you got two major arcana. So you've got the High Priestess, which when she escapes chaos, she steps away, goes up into her High Priestess temple, connects with spirit, looks behind the veil, dives into her own emotions. And that's where she goes through her rebirth. She sees things from a higher perspective. There's this ending and beginning, this release that comes in. And, when we're it's okay not to want to speak to someone, um, because we're still have unresolved emotions inside of us, right? The high priestess, Pisces energy or water energy. Um, and so it's about diving deep. It is about trying to understand where's my resentment, what am I fearing, why are these defensive walls up, why don't I want to be near someone? Because we can run but we can't hide. Learn that through life. It's fun that even if you run from one person and keep someone away, wherever we go, we are. And so, whatever emotions are in here, not with your mom, they're in here. And so, if we don't look at them here, then we're just going to find someone else or else's that it's going to come up for us to deal with, because these things come for us, not happen to us, right? And so when mom's coming, it's an opportunity. She's coming for you, not coming for you, but she's coming for you so that you can see the reflection, right? If she wasn't coming, it would be just kind of at a distance. But since she's coming, this is the time of your life where spirit is bringing it forward for you, for your request, like your higher self's request, so that you can face the fears, face um, the pain of whatever had happened that's rooted in fear. All of that is rooted in fear, and go, okay, so when my mom did this or didn't do this, said this or didn't say this, I defined myself by this. I put this story about what that means. And does it have to mean that? I can transform that. Um, I just mentioned Byron Katie, and she's a great thing. There's this, if you haven't seen it before, it's a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. It's an amazing tool. I used it on my own family. If you go to thework.com, it's THEWRK.com, and there's the process is there, which is Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. And it's this ability where you just put a situation, you go back to one singular situation that happened, and that spawned it all, and then you just let your little inner child ego self just throw up on, write it all out, just answer everything raw. Don't try to be spiritual or an adult. Just let it rip. Let those feelings, the more truer you are in what you communicate and write down, the more impactful the turnarounds and transformations are. But I really feel like it's important for you, because obviously there's a lot of energy that's there, that's bubbling below the surface, impacting you. And you're doing this for you, not for anyone else, because this will free you from the cage that you have yourself in. No one else is keeping you there. You are. And so you're the only one that can set yourself free from it, which is good. We want to be in control of that. I don't want anyone else to control that. I want to be in control of that. At first, it's hard to take responsibility for that, but it's like, no, these emotions are mine. I'm gonna look at them and see what happens. And it's just, if it resonates, try that, because I feel like it is transformative. I even have one of my Take 10 with Zen. No. My From Chaos to Cozy podcast, um, called Work It. So if you go to that, the link is in the description box of the playlist, and it's like 5 or 6 or 7 ago. You'll see it called Work It, and it talks about that process. If you want to kind of get that viewpoint too. So, but I feel like it's happening for a reason, and it's coming up. It's not by accident. She's coming your way, but you never have to do anything you don't want to do, right? And so, but just know, if we don't catch that bus, that there's going to be other buses that are going to be showing up, and you're like, all right, fine, I'll do it. All right, so hang in there, my dear. That's what they have for you. All right, many blessings. All right, and then Nelia Maderos, hello. So you're free reading. I love reading. All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about love right now? quick sip here. All right. All right. So you are on the verge of a new adventure with love. Part of the adventure is ignited as you let go of the old cycles, the old ways of thinking, these old fears. That's what the Nine of Swords, it's the nightmare. And Insomnia card, this is all about love because that's what you're asking, inquiring about. So we do have a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about who someone is supposed to be, who I'm supposed to be, supposed to be, what a relationship is supposed to be like, how we're supposed to meet, how it's supposed to unfold, blah, 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 blah. A lot of, a lot of rules, right? But the full card is the first card in the major arcana being the 0 there. You can see the 0 there on the bottom. And it's this new adventure that's free of all these restrictions and supposed to be and should be. So when we can let go and kind of trust the universe that they're going to bring the perfect person in the perfect way, in the perfect timing, then I can let go of a lot of that mental energy that I'm investing in trying to find love. Instead, I say, I want love, and so I'm giving it to you. I'm not going to focus on what I'm missing, what I'm wanting in love, because then I'm just pushing it further away. Instead, I'm going to go live my passion of life, the stuff I love to do, the stuff that makes my heart sing. I'm going to go do all that stuff and live instead of searching for love and going, well, I got to spend all this time dating or on, dating apps and trying to do this, trying to do that, da 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 da. It's like, no, I'm going to go live my passion. I'm going to go paint. I'm going to go do pottery. I'm going to go hiking. I'm going to do karaoke, whatever it is that is your passion. And when you're living your passion, you meet someone who's living their passion and you have this commonalities, and then you guys ignite passion for each other. And so this is what it is. It's about, I'm going to stop finding someone to love my hobby, and I'm going to go have passions that I enjoy in life and do those. And that's where you're letting go of all these expectations of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos, and you're just going to see what happens, and you're going to go enjoy. And I know it's different, but this is what they have for you. Right, Nelia? So that's what they have right now. So many blessings to you. Do the love, do the passionate things. All right, and then BJ, you are up. So you want to know Muhammad's feelings and actions towards you. All right, so let's take a look here. Here's feelings and here's actions. So feelings, what are actions? All right. Feelings feel like they're going through a revamp here. There's this death and this rebirth that's happening because their next actions towards you is the Prince of Cups, which is movement of emotion. And I feel like it's like I almost feel like, had they been dead? Had they been feeling like you haven't felt passion and emotion from them? And I feel like this death and rebirth is like someone taking those little panels and going clear, and their heart is being activated. Something in their life is activating their heart because this Prince of Cups is this movement of emotion. And so I feel like they're going to, and it could actually be a death that happens in their life of someone close by, and they realize, what am I waiting for, to die? I'm going to allow my heart to feel. What am I afraid of? And I feel like they've been holding back out of fear, but now whatever this change that's happened in their life is kind of activating their heart, kind of like the Grinch, whose heart was 3 times too small. When it grew, then there was joy and celebration, right? So I kind of feel like that's the kind of energy that's coming in right now, is after a significant big thing that happens in their life, it puts a fire under them to get moving and to stop procrastinating and withholding and hiding, if that resonates. So, right, so that's what they have for you, BJ. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we've got Mega V. You want to know, how will your future life with Pavan be? All right. Let's take a look here. So what does Spirit want you to know about your future with Pavan? All right. You got the Queen of Wands and you've got the Princess of Cups. Princess of Cups is like, it's the Page of Cups. It's a higher love. It takes love to a different level. And the Queen of Wands is passionate, but also like wherever you want to guide the energy. A lot of where you go has a lot to do with the energy you're investing in owning your own energy. Part of this with the Princess of Cups is, you can't give or receive love more than to the extent you love yourself. So if you love yourself this much, no matter how much love they want to give, it's just going to trickle in. No matter how much love you want to give them, it's going to trickle out. So an important thing with this is expanding your self-love, expanding your self-worth, because the more you expand that relationship, the more your relationship and ability to give and receive love to humans in the outside world expands. So it's like your future depends on what you do for yourself and of course what they do for themselves. But this Queen of Wands is all about your energy, your activity, what you're putting forward. So if you're focusing in on, raising your love for yourself, then that allows you to give and receive love in greater amounts to them. Also, if you're focusing on gratitude for what you love in them and for life and for what it's bringing you and joy and laughter and celebration, that grows that. But if you're focusing on who someone's not being, focusing on what you hate, focus on what you fear, focus on what you want that you don't feel you're getting, focus on what you're missing that you feel you haven't had. All that pushes it further away, and it does. Lower vibration will expand a lower vibration in a relationship. Higher vibration focus expands higher vibration, which is love and joy and celebration and those things that feel less uncomfortable, like the lower vibration. So right now, based on the current energies that you're having here, they're saying here that it's important to um, realize that it's just going to kind of be steady. But if you raise your love vibration and do that, then you're going to feel the love. Otherwise, you're going to feel very small love, So I feel like that's why they were saying this is where it's at right now is there's not a whole lot of love. And if they're in that space too, there's not a whole lot of love they can give and receive if they have not looked at their self-love, right? So that's what they have for you right now, Mega. Hopefully that helps. I know it's not giving you absolutes, but I feel like at this point where the energy is at, it just is going to feel like there's not a whole lot of um, love flow that happens, and that's where it ends up. It ends up dying because it's not getting the nutrition that it wants. So hopefully that makes sense. But so that's what they have for you. Many blessings. All right. And then Patricia, you are up. So guidance with moving forward. Um, help with a sign. All right, let's take a look here. So guidance with moving forward. So what can help you move forward? Wow. Yep. Moving forward, 2 and then 3, a step at a time. There's progression here, moving from the 2 to the 3. Both divine feminine energies. The high priestess is about stepping away from the chaos, the noise. She steps away, goes into her high priestess temple, connects with spirit, looks behind the veil, dives deep into the emotions. And the Empress is all about creativity and Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing of yourself. And it's about this new birthing. It's about creativity in a way, too. But both of these are about not taking action until you sit back, get quiet, open up, listen, and then you take action and then you have the harvest. So I feel like it's an important time to take a step back, connect with spirit, look behind the veil, really look at your emotions, but get away from all the noise. I feel like there's a lot of clarity, especially with the Empress, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. Getting away from things, getting out into nature allows you this getting away energy with both of these so that you can have this clarity. Because when things are so loud in here, it's difficult for you to see the signs, hear the signs, because we're so distracted by so many things. It's almost like we're panicking, right? And we're like, I don't know, where's the exit? It's right there. Where? The one that says exit on it. Where I don't see it. It's like, stop, take a deep breath, look. Oh, there's the exit, And I feel like that's the kind of just advice that Spirit has is deep breaths, get out into nature, get away from things. If you have the ability to take a vacation out into somewhere, safe, right? But out into nature, away from everything so that you can just feel that connection. I feel like you'll get a lot of signs and confirmations there, right? So that's what they have for you, Patricia. So many blessings to you. Right. And then Melissa Cornett, you want to know, did your husband forgive you for the fight, sorry, that we had the other night? And thank you for liking the stream. I appreciate that. So let's take a look here. Well, I mean, you got the Lover's card. So it is an important relationship. The Five of Cups is transformation of emotion from lower vibration to higher vibration. I feel like they are working through it. You know, I feel like, what's things don't bother us unless we feel that they're true. Someone comes up to me and said, Bredazan, I think you're an alien from another planet. And I'm like, aren't you cute? I go, not this lifetime, but another lifetime, I'm sure of it. But I don't take it personally because I don't believe in what they're saying is not a big deal, right? I'm like, oh, whatever. But if they come up to me and go, I don't think you're lovable, if there's any piece of that inside of me, then I'm going to be upset with it because I believe it somewhere inside of me. And that's why it upsets me. How dare you? you know? But then it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. So it's like, that would be you apologizing. But inside of me, I'm going, that's that emotion is still activated, even though you said you apologized. If it meant something, it's inside of me, then I'm still working through it. I'm still questioning it. And that's mine. And that is mine to own and for me to transform. So, um, I feel like whatever was said, it did. Um, it's like, the buttons to push, don't you? We do. Our loved ones were like, boop, you don't like that. It's like, but there's this, you know, a truth to something that you've said that goes all the way back to childhood, and so they're working through that emotional uh, change there. But you can't do anything about that except just to continue to give them love, to show them, not tell them, I'm sorry, but show them you're sorry by not doing it again. And by showing them instead what you're grateful for them. And whatever and it's a great thing for you to do is to look at what fear within you sparked, because that's what caused the friction. You didn't just, in a spirit of unconditional love, say something or do something that hurt them, that they chose to be hurt by, right? But you're like, well, I don't want to do that again. So what triggers inside of me to make me react in fear and do that? Because when we react in fear, a little 2-year-old and its pet hissing cat, they're the ones that act. So we do unloving, uncaring, and stupid things, right? So it's like, when I did that stupid thing, I had to apologize for it. It's because my 2-year-old was in charge, and they're the one that made the decision with their pet hissing cat in their ear, going, "You should do this." I'm like, yeah, psh, row, hiss and attack, and it's like, okay, what fear ignited within me, and I reacted and did this thing or said this thing, then let me do that work. That's something I can do, because then I'm not going to do it again. Right. So hopefully that helps, Melissa. I feel like they've forgiven you, but they're still dealing with the repercussions of what was said or done. I still feel like there's this emotional leftovers from it, if that makes sense. All right. So many blessings to you. And then infinity. So I did find so I have got both of yours here. So the first one, you were wondering if the funding is going to work out for your upcoming move. And then you wanted to know if the hyperbolic project that you'd been wanting to build, if it's a lost cause at this point. Okay, so two different types of questions. I'll just pull a card for each. So the first one, is the funding going to work out for your upcoming move? Let's take a look there. All right. Got the Magician. I feel like it gets up to you here. We got this wonderful power of possibility and manifestation. And so what that tells us is that if you focus on gratitude for the funds that you have and gratitude to Creator that everything that's for your highest experience is unfolding, and gratitude for everything that is in your life. Focus on love and joy and laughter, and that can draw it in. That's the possibility. If we focus in on lack and our fear and what we want and miss, and that, we push it away from us. So it is within your power whether it comes to you or not. Don't let that fear you. Just go, all right, I'm empowered by this. So I'm going to start just focusing gratitude every single day, at least once a day, if not more, thanking Creator, going, I need funding for that. Thank you so much for bringing it to me. And I'm so grateful that you're bringing the funds, and I can depend on you that you're going to always have everything in my life unfold for my highest experience. And you just give it to the Creator, and you do what you let me know if there's anything I can do to help Creator. Otherwise I give it to you, and then that's what this Magician energy is. Do what you can, and then do that gratitude and release to the Creator. So I like that for you. So very high possibilities. And then you want to know, is the hyperbolic project that you've been wanting to build a lost cause at this point? Let's take a look here. Is it worth pursuing? Oh, let me actually give you two cards. They do have the Eight of Pentacles. If you put in the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, that you do get the harvest. And the Two of Swords is getting out of your head and into your heart. So getting out of the fears and into action, and close your eyes and open your heart and go, all right, what's the next step? Let's do this. Let's do that. That if you put in the effort, and you put in the time and the consideration, and even the collaboration with someone, that this is what helps. So don't be afraid to ask for help with all of that. I just feel like if you put in the work, that the Eight of Pentacles is that there's the flow of abundance and flow of success. So I don't feel like it's a lost cause. I feel like the energy, if we're focusing, if we use that same energy as we did on the other thing, of instead of focusing on, oh, this is not going the way it's supposed to, having the gratitude, changing the energy of, I'm so grateful for the progress we're making. I'm really glad that this, and this. I'm so thankful for this person. Who you're grateful for, who you're thankful for. Focusing on all of that is what grows and expands it. But if we focus on what's failing or falling or we're not, we're telling the universe, I really enjoy feeling that. So give me more of that. It's like, no, give me more of this, right? So I feel like it's an important piece that's coming in here. Some great opportunities for you to just learn about the manifestation powers that both you hold and that we all hold. And I feel like it's something that you've been working on lately. And so these are some opportunities to put some things into practice and see how they work for you, even if it's like having a alarm on your phone, that like a vibrating silent alarm that goes off every hour to come back to gratitude. And then you can focus on, like, what do you want, to grow, and then you focus on that instead. So hopefully that helps, but that's what they have for you right now, Infinity. So many blessings to you. All right, everybody, hang in there. I'm just typing the last of the names here. We just got like a handful left, and after I'm done, I will post. Oh, that is the last one right there. A pinned comment. Oops, spell that right. Is that right? Yeah. And that'll list the order in which all the readings were completed, so you can find it. Lickety split. All right, so Madam Bud, you are up. So what love messages are coming in from T, capital T? All right, let's take a look here. What love messages? So I'm just going to take a quick sip here. All right. What love messages? All right. So we've got the Hanged Man, which is patience and transformation. Think of it like a cocoon. The caterpillar is in the cocoon, it's transforming. The Five of Cups is emotions are transforming from lower vibration to higher vibration. So the love message is like a message of a plea for patience in a way. I'm transforming. I'm in the cocoon. I'm becoming a butterfly. I'm letting old things go. I'm focusing more on my power to choose my emotions rather than be a victim to them and to feel dragged down and consumed by them. So I like this, I am transforming. Have patience. That old picture I sent you of me being a caterpillar, wait till you see me as a butterfly. That's funny. So I like that. I feel like it's just a plea for patience, and that it's worth the wait if that resonates. But I just definitely feel like that. Let me see. I think I need to give you a spirit junkie card here too. Just felt too short and too sweet. It's like, what else? What else would T like you to know? All right. Yeah, they're learning here too to release their need to be right, and they're defenseless and at peace. So I like that. They're learning to, let this go, these things of they're being more open-hearted and being more open-minded too. So the journey that's happening is it's worth it. I'm working on it. But I'm pleading with you, please be patient with me right now. So I like that. Right. So hopefully that resonates, Madam Bud, and that's what they have for you. And then VD Jalan, you are up, and you want to know a career reading. All right, let's take a look here. Nope, not this one. All right. Wow, you got the moon and the stars. Let me just got to make some of this a little more friendly for YouTube. So we've got the moon, ruler of the night, and the star also helps brighten the light, but it's dreams come true. So I feel here with career, the moon cycles are very important. We got some, we've got we just had a full moon in Capricorn a couple weeks ago, and we're about to have a second one, which is a blue moon when you have a second full moon in the same sign. So it's a very unique full moon. I believe it's on the 21st coming up here. Let's take a look at the old calendaro here. I think it's a week away. Full moon in Capricorn. Or is this the first one? Sorry, let me just check something quick here. Because I think Maybe did I not post it in here? Did I not write it in my second one in my calendar? How rude. No, August is a full moon in Aquarius. That's right. That's right. So this is the second one. So this is the second. And Capricorn is important because that's our Capricorn rules over our house of work. That's why I was really focusing in on it. So it is an important time here for you to look at that and to see that coming in here, because I just feel like there's going to be this transformation and this change that's coming in. Even on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Princess of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles, which means new opportunities opening up in your outside world. So, the Star card is the dreams come true. What is my dream job? What is it? A lot of clarity coming in. And with this Capricorn Saturn energy also is like the Devil card. It's cutting away our old thoughts and, beliefs around what work should be, what career I should be in. And it's clarity that comes in. It's freedom. And then the moon cycle of this release, the full moon release, allows you to let go of some old ways of thinking. And it allows you this, like, free from the shackles, and allows you to pursue something that's so in alignment with your heart and your true dream come true. So I feel like this coming up here well, it's not a week, it's the 21st. So it's close, but it's within 7-8 days. And I think the pick a card for this week. Let me just make sure here too. Yes, Capricorn, full moon number 2 that came out this week. It's what reward is coming because of all your hard work. So take a look at that pick a card as well. I feel like you'll get some additional information there, but this is an important moon for you. So really use the releasing energy of this Capricorn full moon to release some old ways of thinking that frees up and allows new planting to begin at the next new moon that follows after that. So hopefully that helps, Vidi. But that's what they have. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Patty, you are up next. So, and thank you for your donation earlier. You said, are there any other opportunities for you within the company if your manager feels like you could be overqualified to your particular role, or should you look externally? All right, let's take a look here. I do feel like with your previous reading, what they're bringing back, it felt like it's external, because I don't feel like they can do and give you what you're looking for inward. So I feel like it's going to be outward. But let's take a look here. So are there any opportunities on the inside? Outside, yeah. So the inside, it's the Eight of Pentacles is like a lot of work, time. It's like becoming an apprentice, and it takes a long time to become a master. If you ever watch these movies where someone like was a blacksmith and they took on an apprentice, and the blacksmith has been working for him for like 15 years, they finally get to become a master, and they send him off to become or they take over their business, or they send him out to a different city to be that. That's the kind of energy. It's like there is, but it would like take a long time for something to arrive and come from it. Whereas the outside, you have the Ace of Wands. Here's the death and the rebirth and the passion. So I feel like it's external with these cards, and with those that were coming through. The other one just takes too long for you to do, and it's like you would be doing the job like you're let's say you're an assistant manager. You'd be doing an assistant manager job, doing a manager work, getting paid as an assistant manager, and it would be years and years and years before a position would open up. Oh, that's right, because they had before, the only way a position's going to open up here if one of them die from old age, and then their position will be open because they've been in it for so long, and there's no plans for them to leave. So I feel like this Ace of Wands energy is you finding something in the outside world. All right. So that's what's coming in for you, Patty. So many blessings to you. And then QV Love, you're up. Good Friday to you. Will your living situation change for the better within 2 months? All right, let's take a look here. Will your living situation change? Nope, none of those. Okay, so these two here. There's this balancing that comes in here with the King of Cups, balancing between the head and the heart. But the Page of Pentacles is a new opportunity opening up itself in the outside world coming in here. So I do feel the balance comes in, but I do feel like you're going to have this new opportunity to live somewhere else. It just feels like with these that are coming in here. So I feel like whatever this thing that balances the head and the heart, it allows you just to calmly move into a different scenario, a different situation that's coming in there. And I do feel like it's within the next 2 months. It feels very ripe with that could be happening. So based on current energies, it looks like that will unfold that way. All right. So that's what they have for you, QV Love. Many blessings to you. And then Yanvi Gavandi 27. Why do you feel so depressed, anxious, and stressed? Are you watching TV? Stop it. Good. Don't watch the news. There's a lot of energy going on in the world, so I can totally understand. And Neptune went retrograde. Yeah, we got a lot going on energetically on the planet. But let's take a look here. Yeah, we got the Moon card coming in here, and the Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles, which is about seasons and moon cycles and changes. So they are saying that there's a lot of this coming in here. If you don't do so already, definitely track the moon cycles. Like I use this daily planetary guide by Llewellyn. And they give you like what's the moon. The moon goes through a different sign every 2 to 3 days, and it goes from, like, we start with fire, we go through Aries fire into Taurus earth into Gemini air to Cancer water, and then back to Leo fire, Virgo earth, Libra air, Sagittarius fire. And then we go into Scorpio water. Then we go into Sagittarius fire, Capricorn earth, Aquarius air, Pisces water. So every one of those, the flavors of the elements is different, but each of the signs within those elements is also different. So it's like we experience 12 different types of emotion throughout every 28, 29 days. It can exhaust us. It can freak us out, especially if we don't know what's going on, right? So you can have a fiery type of, like today, we're in, what is today? The 12th, right? Okay. So yeah, we've been in, we had some Leo energy at the beginning of the week, and then we moved into Virgo, moon energy, and now we're in Libra, and we're about to head into Scorpio Sunday morning, Eastern, in our time zone anyway, here in the United States. And so, depending on what's going on, you can be picking up those energies. And so it's, can be disruptive if we don't realize what it is. If I know, like, I'm a Pisces moon, I'm very attached to water and impacted by moon energy. And before I knew all that, I felt like I was losing my mind, and because I felt like I was like mood swings all over the place, because when I realize and I look at it, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to be in Libra. And like in this book, it talks about in the beginning, just to give you an example for anybody that's, because this can be what we're in right now. The moon in Libra. The Libra moon is the most oriented towards relationships and partnerships. And since Libra's job is to restore balance, However, you may find yourself in situations of emotional imbalance that require a delicate tap on the scales to set them right. In general, this is a social, polite, and friendly time when others will be cooperative and agree more easily to compromise. And a Libra moon prompts us to make our surroundings beautiful or to put ourselves in situations where beauty is all around us. It's a great time to decorate, shop for the home, or visit places of elegant beauty. And we're like, oh, okay. So I'm in this Libra energy, and then I'm like, okay, now I understand if there's any, I feel like there's balancing that needs to happen. Why is my imbalance being highlighted? Oh, because I'm in Libra moon, right? So it got really bright. um, so I really feel like the moon cycles are important for you and the seasons, like we in the northern hemisphere, we've come into the summer solstice in the the northern hemisphere, we're in the summer solstice. Southern hemisphere is in winter. So there's energies that change with the seasons and just being aware. If you check out like my monthly readings, like July's is out there right now. In the beginning, I have a astrological Zenergy overcast, or not overcast, forecast that talks about the energies of the month that our spirit heads stand out. And it helps us understand the moons, the new moons and the full moons that are happening, any retrogrades, any significant things. And um, in August, we're starting to pick up the energies of the eclipses that are coming up that can impact us 4 to 6 weeks before. And, so there's a lot of different energies that are coming in. And if you do have a water moon or a lot of water in your chart or our water sign, then you could be very influenced by the moon energy, and it could be impacting you too. So I just feel like that astrologically, it's saying that just pay attention to those energies. And then you're like, oh, okay. Plus, there's a lot of upheaval going on in the world too, right? And so, if you feel like you feel this a lot around groups and around people, and you're picking up other people's emotions, I have some Take 10 with Zen videos. If you go to my main page at the very top, it lists playlists. If you scroll over, there'll be Take 10 with Zen. If you go in there, there's like the empathic bubble, the true gift of an empath, heart ache. Those three will talk about empathic abilities and things you can do to help with that too. So, right. So that's what they have for you, my dears. So many blessings to you. And then lastly, but not leastly, we have history unrevealed. So hopefully I didn't miss anyone. If I did, I'm going to be back in about an hour and 20 minutes. So in about 20 minutes, I'll be putting out the next announcement for this evening session. Also be back tomorrow and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and tomorrow night as well at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So join me then if you'd like. All right, history unrevealed. You want to know, will you be able to make her your girlfriend ever? Did she used to like you, or will something go as I want? All right, let's take a look here. Well, we can never make anybody do what they don't want to do, right? I think it's probably just a language difference, but so will she be a girlfriend to you? And did she used to like you, or will something go as you want? So let's take a look here. So first of all, based on current energies, will something come of your, will you have a committed relationship, right? And did she ever like you or have attraction to you? All right, so we'll look at those two. So, it has peace of mind. This Four of Swords is about, it is possible. It's just going to take some changing of mindsets and thoughts and expectations, right? Did she ever? We have the Temperance, where I feel like she's a very patient person, and there was attraction. You can see the Two of Cups here, which is the like attraction and partnership, but it's the slowness. It takes time. They don't like to be rushed. They don't want to rush into anything. They've rushed into things before and had it blow up in their face. That's where this Four of Swords comes in, of when you have a bunch of thoughts of who they're supposed to be, who you're supposed to be, how it's supposed to go, all that, there's too much pressure on that. There's too much disappointment. And then when we have a bunch of expectations around someone or the relationship, it just sucks the life force out of it, and we end up focusing on what's not working, what's not happening, and then that just is a downward spiral as we invite more of that in with our focus on that, right? But when we focus on who someone is and what we're grateful for, that's what I mean, if every day someone told you, "You know what I like about you, history?" You're like, "What?" "I like that you never give up on your friends, that, even if they try to push you away and they need you, that you don't give up, and you saved, Alfred, I'm just gonna make him a name, Alfred's life because you wouldn't let them push you away, and I love that about you." Can you imagine if you shared stuff like that with each other every day instead of, "Well, you didn't do that, you didn't do this, you're not being who I am, why didn't you text me back? Brr, 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 brr." If we start nagging each other and focusing on who we're not being, that just sends any relationship into a downward spiral. So I feel like there is this opportunity, but there's this change of mindset for it first. And I feel like they did have some, but they're very slow. And I feel like there might have been like things weren't moving fast enough for you, if that makes sense. Or they felt like there was like, I don't want to go from 0 to 100. I want to take my time to get there, because that's how you recognize red flags and you work through the red flags together instead of rushing and having to deal with 100 red flags all at once, which is why relationships explode. So I feel like, if you change your expectations and look at those things, that can help transform it, if that makes sense. Right? All right. So that's what we have for you, history. So many blessings to you. Thank you guys so much for your patience and getting to all the readings there. And give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying the free readings. So as soon as I close down here, I will post a comment listing all the order in which the readings were completed, and I'll be back in about an hour and 15 minutes for our evening session. So until then, remember every second of every day of your life that you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. Of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love to you. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.